So family, let's talk about creation. Genesis 1 and the first part of Genesis 2. You know, the 7 days of creation. Let's talk about it and what it really is, okay? So, 7 is known as the most sacred number, the most loved number. We have 7 planets, that is the Sun, the Moon, Jupiter, Saturn, Mercury, Mars, and Venus, right? So, we have 7 planets. We have 7 gateways to the soul. They are your 2 eyes, your 2 noses, your 2 ears, and your mouth. And the 7 days of creation, the 7 days, it don't mean Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, it just means 7 days, because my creation date might be different than your creation date, so it's 7 days. And each one of the planet means something along the creation, evolution, creation, okay? So day 1, it says that the heaven and earth was created. So let's jump into what it really means, okay? You created your head and your body, the heaven and the earth. So you thought yourself into being. Like with anything in life, you have to put the thought out first before you create action towards it. So, you know, in Facebook got this thing that you have to create your avatar. And I see my daughter does got this kind of game that she do where she creates your avatar to run up and down inside or wherever house she got. That is what you do. You created the avatar, but it was dark and void. That means nothing was in it. So your mind was not installed into the creation as yet. So it was dark and void. Yes, you create your mind. Your mind is the system that work this entire body. So the mind is the moon. The moon is the first day. The moon deals with wisdom. So it says that you created the life and death, and you divide them by day and night. So life is light and darkness is death. So we were actually working in the death aspect, but now we get the light, the wisdom. We are in the death aspect. And day 1 is ruled by the moon, and the moon deals with wisdom. So your mind is wisdom. The whole concept of your entire head had to deal with wisdom. That is why your brain is there. Your brain deals with wisdom. And it is connected to the right eye. Okay? So the moon, your head, your mind, and it's your right eye. It's connected to your right. So you taught yourself into this universe. Now day 2, you created your heaven. So you know your mind, and you need something to go inside it. Your brain, and you need something to go inside it. So you created your head. Yes. So day 2 means that you created the heaven. Your heaven is your head. The whole thing. You created that to rest the whole system inside to get protected underneath the skull. Your parents they have to connect to create the thought that you already. So you already think your parents into being to come together to create you. So the generations as you live on is a creation. So my child, before they came here, they already lived out the entire existence. So we are just bolts of energies that just keep reincarnating and reincarnating until we learn what we're supposed to learn. Yes, it's powerful, it's magnificent. So, and you divided the water. You know, your brain high water, your skull high water from the second brain. Your second brain is the stomach. So you divide the water from the water. And you call up here your heaven, your head. This one is your heaven. And day 2 is Mars, and Mars deals with health and is ruled by the right ear. Okay? It's connected to the right ear. So the health is the body. The health of the body is dependent on the mind, and how your mind perceives things and how you relate it. So whatever your thought is what is detrimental to your body. So if you're thinking lack and poverty and ill health, that is what will happen to the body. If you're thinking joy, peace, love, you shall be in a very enlightened and happy place. Day 3 is the sun. The sun deals with fertility, and it is the right nostril. So the first 3 days deal with the right side of your universe. The right, the creative, the analytical, the wise, the right side. And it says in day 3 that let the waters gather together. The water gather together in one place. You know what I mean? The womb. And he said let the earth be formed within the water. So now you place yourself inside the womb, inside your mother's womb. The earth is placed within the water. So the dry line appear within the water. The conception of your being. And you created the trees and the fruit bearing seed. That means the reproductive system. So your generations, you could have generations. So it's the man's sperm and the lady's eggs. So that is what it means in that particular day 3. You created the reproductive system. Day 4 is Venus, and Venus deals with life, and it is the left eye. This is all had to do with your left side now. And he said, let the lights in the firmament be representative of night and day. So the lights in the firmament for the day is your two eyes. And the light in the firmament for the darkness, that is the light, is your pineal gland. You have to see through the illusions. You have to see through the darkness. The darkness means death. That's why they had us like corpse, like dead people. We didn't see, we weren't seeing what they were doing. You have to wake up yourself from the death. Yes. So your pineal gland is the light, and your two eyes is the light. It's the same representation of the heavenly bodies. Everything is connected. But Genesis 1 and part of Genesis 2 all had to do with you setting yourself within this universe that you create. And day 5 have to do with power, and it is Mercury. Mercury is power, and it is the left ear. Now this is how your power shall elevate. Your power create everything you see. The trees, the animals, the people, everything you see inside your reality right now, you create it. Everything in your reality, everything you eat, everything you see, everyone you come in contact with, you create, you let your powers expand. So you create your vegetation, you create your environment. So every animal, every tree, every person, everything you come into contact into this universe, you created it. It is nothing, it's coincidental. Everything was created by you. Whatever house you live in, you created it. Whatever evolution you go through, you created it. So that is what you're talking about here in Genesis. So yeah, and the lights of the firmament is the two eyes. Your light. Day, to see your power. And night, yeah, the greater light for the day, and the other one for the night. Your third eye. So you could see through the darkness. Your third eye is to navigate you through the darkness. You know, mean physical darkness, you mean like to see through the darkness that is happening here. Like your third eye, you need to activate your third eye to see through the illusions. And this is the lights for the day. So you can see the power that you created. Everything you created. That is the power. You created your entire existence. You created everything around you. That is the power. And that is day 5. The creation of the trees, the animals, the birds, the flower. So you created all this while you're still working on your being before you come out. So let's move on to day 6. Day 6 is Saturn, and it is with peace. And it is your left nostril. This is the left side of your hemisphere. On this day, you create your DNA. You create your genes. So you can have generations that will look like you. You know, half from the woman and half from the man. That's why you say you created man in his image. Yeah, that is your DNA and your genes. That is how the whole scientific part of the thing. Everything come down in the genes. You get half from your mother, half from your father, and create you. So when your generations go on, so your children will get half from you and half from the other parent. Yes, in day 6, that is the whole analytical part of it. Yeah. So a piece of you could live on 100 years from now. Your DNA is still going. Yep, that is day 6. So all the trees you created, so your generations could have food. All the animals that is yet to your generation, there is no such thing as running out of food. Everything is created to sustain you for generations. So when they're telling you they're running out of food, it is lies. We are not supposed to be eating inorganic things, generic products, because the universe that we created have everything in abundance for us. And then day 7. Day 7 is Jupiter, the mouth, your birth. Yes, you rested from the day because you're born. Your work is finished. You have nothing else. Your universe is created. So your birth, you come out. The mouth, you open the mother's womb open and you come out. That is why you celebrate your birthday, and it should be a day of rest. So shall it be? We rise.